two, three. Get it? Yeah, we're good. Hi, my name is Alyssa. I am the host of Stories and Spoilers, the podcast, and I am so excited to be here with the CEO of Black Girls Who Write, Tamika. Tamika, please tell them more about yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tamika. I'm the founder of Black Girls Who Write. I created Black Girls Who Write in 2019. I was also an author. I still am an author, but I haven't written in a while to focus on Black Girls Who Write. And my journey started as an author, but before that, I worked in marketing, events. I worked for the federal government. I now work in influencer marketing full time and also my other full time baby, of course, is Black Girls Who Write, where we have so many cool initiatives going on or launching very soon.
That is so cool. I did also see on your website you're going to be diving into Black Girls Who Edit, which is so cool. Can you tell listeners a little bit more about that business venture and what that means for the book world?
Yeah, so Black Girls Who Edit is our editorial agency where we offer editing services and ghostwriting services and copywriting services to Black authors. And it could be traditionally published, it could be indie. We also want to work alongside the traditionally published space and offering our editing services, knowing that there is not a large space of Black editors or Black women in the publishing space, especially editors. So we decided to create this initiative and this service for everyone. We've been getting some clients.
Okay.
It's going well so far. I'm excited. It's very fast paced, but also there's a lot of things, and it's still like a little mini baby, little startup. So you grow and you learn different things as you go. But I have some amazingly talented women a part of this team, and I'm hoping to expand. I already kind of have like my list of like people who I have like on standby to add as soon as everything like gets a little bit in its span. So we're launching our marketing agency probably next week, called the Lit Suite, where we'll provide services like graphic design, cover design, marketing services like events and social media management, all types of stuff. So the marketing agency and the editorial agency will kind of come hand in hand. So it'll kind of be like a funnel system. As soon as you come in from the editorial side, we're also going to offer you services if you need it in regards to web design, brand shoots. Because at the end of the day, authors are many businesses. You are an entrepreneur, so you should treat your craft like a business. Once you get to the point of you wanting to sell and you want to be in front of people's faces, you are now a business.
Mm. I like that mindset. I also wanted to ask you a little bit more about the business behind books. Is there any misconceptions that you feel like the public has about the publishing industry, editing? A lot of our listeners don't know much going in about editing or the book publishing industry from independent or traditional. So I would love to know if there's anything that you're like, oh, this is a misconception, or from your experience, you're like, I wish more people knew about this element of the publishing industry, this element of editing books.
If you're spending less than $300 on editing, you are not with a good editor. You want
Oh,
to make
wow.
sure editing it requires time, it requires structure, it requires a high level skill set, and it requires detail. And you want to
Mm.
make sure that one, you can get a sample edit for free, and that could be 2 to 3 pages. Um, if they're not providing that, find someone else. If their services sound too cheap, it's too good to be true. Um, and also, you want to make sure that is this person only trying to work with me for money or do they care about my book? Anytime
Mm.
anyone can tell you this if you ask around the block, I care about everything I do when I work with people. And because I am also an author and a creative, I look at things from a different lens and I'm not coming from a money hungry, like, oh, we got to get this client, we got to get this client. Sometimes I will say no. And you got to also look for a red flag. So as an author, you have to protect yourself, protect your pockets, but also know that when you get into these spaces that require editing, design, all types of stuff, that you are intentional. You are making sure that you're legally protecting yourself. Um, and it's going, any type of business thing that you do is going to require money. So you need to put some money together or you need to ask for payment plans. And if there's also no contract for anything you do, whether it's a cover design, whether it's a website, whether it's editing, if they aren't giving you a contract, that is a red flag and run.
Mm. Okay, I'm here for like these tidbits of advice to authors because I feel like a lot of independent authors coming in who I have interviewed, if their book is like their baby. So whoever they share that with to edit, every decision, every change is very like pivotal because every choice in the book was so like this is why it shows this is why this is supposed to happen. What is one of your favorite parts of editing books and of having this business? I would love to know.
Well, thank God I'm just the project manager of the business and the contractor of the business. I do not do the editing, thank God. But I have hired a team of amazing editors with extensive backgrounds from working in different boutique and large publishing companies. So I sorted through over 200 applicants to build this business as like another arm of Black Girls Who Write because it is a need. And I think a lot of readers lately, especially on TikTok, are realizing a lot of editorial issues with authors. And that's because either they went the cheap route or they couldn't find someone with integrity who was going to edit their book with um, skill and with love. And I always say when you do something you really enjoy, you're leading with love and not with the price tag. And the price tag is nice, but you also should be doing it because you enjoy it. And also it's a skill that you have developed. And editing
Mm,
it doesn't form overnight. It's not something like, oh, like I got straight A's in English in college. I should be an editor. No, not at all.
understandable. I understand a lot of people go from a college experience, maybe in this case with editing or even like with business. You don't really learn these things until you get out in the world and you kind of put your toes in the water and you're in it.
Yeah, I
Um,
have people
yeah.
on this team who have masters in creative writing, who have PhDs, are in the process of getting their PhD. So it's not someone who just turned on the light bulb and said, I'm gonna be editor today. I'm very intentional on how I craft teams, their expertise, their
Mm,
likability, and then also like how do they approach different situations.
mm. I also wanted to know when Black Girls Who Write was like created, what did you envision for the future of your business? And where do you kind of want to go in the future with books, with editing? I'm very curious, like what that image is in your mind.
When I created Black Girls Who Write, it was like right before the pandemic. That's when we had our first retreat in Miami, 2020. Yeah, 2020, right after Super Bowl. Um, and when I created it, I just thought we were just going to be doing like little conference type of events, like retreat events that was like fun, but also like my goal is to help authors be better businesses.
Mm,
Goal is not, and yes, uplift and amplify stories, but we are not a book review service. Now, if you want your book to be reviewed as in like I need editorial services, we can help you. But there's way too many book reviewers, book bloggers, YouTubers out here, especially now with you have Book Talk, we've always had Bookstagram, you have Facebook. That is not a service that I look to do. And sometimes here and there, if I feel like I have the energy and the time for it, I might do a little founder's review, but I have to really, really love the book and also have the space to even want to do that. But my main goal is to help authors become better professionals and better businesses, because I've seen the lack of professionalism just within our space in regards to, okay, I'm doing something I like, or I'm doing something that's a hobby. Now, how can I monetize it? And this goes not just for authors. This goes for influencers. This goes for just people who sell regular business items like candles and stuff like that. Is that there, especially within the Black community, there is a line of professionalism that sometimes we don't see, that it's just like, let me help you get there, so then you don't have to think about these things. And also it's things of just, sometimes you just got to pay someone else to do it.
Understandable. I also think that there's an element of, let's say like you spent 10 years working on a book. You're not a business person, you are a writer. Your passion was to create this book. So wouldn't it make more sense to hire someone to do the business element of the marketing and the design for the cover? Because for you, even though you may care about those things, the focus was about the book, the heart of the book. So someone
Yeah.
would, in a respectful way, like you're playing chess, but it doesn't feel like, it can feel overwhelming if you've never played chess before. You need
And
someone to teach you.
absolutely. And I think, we just finished producing and wrapping up the house party experience by Alexandria House, which was so much fun to curate. And Alexandria House, she is literally, we are locked in. Um, she's one of my favorite clients to work with because she just trusts me to get stuff done, and also communicate with her and manage things from a high level to where all she has to, she's pretty much just like, how much is it? Yes, no, I can do this, don't want to do that. She'll bring me ideas, we'll bounce off of each other. And she just brings a sense of ease and peace. So I will always be in her corner, like, yeah, girl, what you want? But it's like that part is, as any type of business owner, be easy to work with, because then people who want to work with you, if they're easy to work with, then and you're easy to work with, it's a mutual marriage. But if someone's like difficult to work with, it's like, I can't get anything done, I'm not
Mhm.
doing this anymore. So you always want to make sure that there is some level of mental safety when you are building relationships, and getting to the business structure of things. Like, you got to also know boundaries. You got to know, and like, I can say we are friends. You can know when to be a friend, when to be the event producer, when to be in this space, and compartmentalizing. And I think another thing that some people get conflicted with is mixing business and personal. I do it very well because when I'm in business mode, I'm in business mode. And then I can take that hat off and be in friend mode, be in sister mode, be in whatever mode you need me to be in. Um, but overall, like for Black Girls Who Write, there are so many different things that I want to do that I see. We do have a membership platform right now, but I'm also kind of like, do I want to keep doing this? Is it, sometimes you have these ideas and it's okay if it doesn't work, or it's okay if, sometimes people just aren't ready for a certain
Mhm.
level of things. And sometimes I feel like people aren't ready for some of my ideas, whether I'm pitching it to another author or whether I'm pitching it to a brand. But I'm always thinking in the future. And I don't know if it's because I'm an Aquarius. We're always like thinking 20 years ahead of everybody.
Honestly, I'm a Scorpio, so for me, I'm a very like passionate person. So in my mind, like if I'm about an author, I'm gonna read all their books and I'm gonna stand behind this author. Like I don't want to say, I'm hoping I'm saying not saying her name wrong, but is it Jaquel J or Jaquel L? She wrote 10,000 Hours of the Rich Menace.
Oh yeah, Blackwell J. Yeah. She
Yeah,
was at the house party.
yeah. She also wrote Capone, and I've been reading. I'm on Capone 2 right now. I swear, there's something about reading an author whose work is so like I can imagine like a film in my mind. And you hear all this hype and you see all the marketing behind their books, and their covers become synonymous with this trope or romance or like it's so amazing when you see marketing through word of mouth and people post on social media, not because someone reached out to them and said, hey, can you please post this? But because they
Mm.
truly love the books. The books speak for themselves, but also I assume she probably had someone who put a lot of hard work into the designs of the covers, someone who edited her books with her. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of moving parts in the publishing industry. And it brings me
Yeah.
so much joy to be able to speak to you and other Black creatives about what that looks like. Because as a reader, we see the end result. There's no way we could have known all of the work and all of the time and all of the finances that went into creating that end result. And how did it
Yeah.
get in your hand? It's a lot.
Right. It can get really expensive, and I know people get like caught up in like how much stuff costs, but at the end of the day, you are a business. Whether you are S corp, you are LLC, you are a business. So if you are paying someone for services, ask them at the end of the service, like, hey, here's your W-9 I need you to fill out, 1099 them. So then when you put it on when you're filing your taxes, you can write those things off. So your cover designer can put, 1099 them, so you can write that off. If someone's doing, even just all the way to virtual assistant, like these are things that are tax deductibles on your business.
Mm.
That's something I pride myself on every year. We have a partnership with Guardian Tax Preparers where we do like a hour workshop, just talking through like what you can write off as a creative, as an author, when it comes to tax season. So like some of the events, like if you're going to a conference or our retreat, or if you're going to a book event and you are going there as a vendor to sell books, you are now paying for your flight, your hotel. Now it's a business event. You're going for business. So you need to be writing those things off on your taxes.
I absolutely love this. You're so informative and confident, and I really appreciate that. And I hope that listeners who hear this episode are able to kind of get inspiration. If you want to create a business, if you want to write a book, if you want to pursue this path, it's not impossible. It doesn't have to be incredibly expensive, but keep in mind, you get what you pay for. Some businesses may say, hey, I can do this for you for this amount. And then you receive the feedback and it's like, this is not what I asked for. Communication is also really important. It's okay to say, this is the vision I had in my mind for the cover, or this is the tone I had in mind when reading my book. That's why I chose those words. So many authors that I've spoken to are so outspoken about their work, but then they're so shy about other things. And I'm like, this is your baby. Like, if there's any time to be picky, or if there's any time to be like, this is why this was happening, like it's now. And I just love how supportive you are of authors and how much you genuinely want to see them flourish and you want to see them grow. Do you have any dream clients or anyone that you've always been like, man, what I wouldn't give to work with them? Just out of curiosity. I'm very, because obviously you're a
Yeah,
writer, you love to read, so I'm curious.
I
Do you have
love
like
to I love to read. I love music. Oh, it's raining. I love film and television. So like I'm just like, if it was up to me, like the other day, like probably after I watched Sinners, I was like, should I sign up for film school? I'm just so random. But my dream clients outside of the ones I already have and love and adore, Christina C. Jones, if she would just
a
let me just like put my hands on creating an event for her similar to the house party, or one day like producing a movie or a series, I would just like die. um Alexandra Warren, love. I have her whole like bookography in paperback, and not every day. I do give her space and respect her boundaries, but I'm like, girl, I need something else to buy. I have bought everything. Um, Nicole Falls, I love her down. I call her my cousin. Like we just be like, we are cousins. D Rose and Asia Monique, I would love to just produce, like, even if it's like a YouTube series or like on screen. Their books are just magical when it comes to a perfect visual of romance or whatever they write, honestly, that would be great for film and television. Um, Tia Williams, I would love to work with her and just do events around her books. And that's what I want to do. I want to do more events around people's books. That is like you are giving readers experiences beyond the bookstore experience. Like a bookstore is fun, but it's just like get into the nitty gritty, like give people something to talk about. And that's what I'm able to do with the house party. So it's just trying to get authors to buy into that because it's not cheap to throw an event like that. It's not cheap at all. But also, if you're traditionally published, getting your publishing company to use their dollars to invest in that. So it really just depends. And it doesn't have to be something super big and extravagant. It could be something as simple as like a little dinner. It could be an experience somewhere, but it's those little intimate moments that make things memorable.
I agree. When you said Tia Williams, the first thing I thought was I did an episode about Ricky Wilde, A Love
Ooh,
Song for Ricky Wilde. Such a good book. I would kill to go to like a garden party because spoiler alert, the love interest, the main character of Ricky Wilde is she's like a botanist. She has like a little flower shop. It would be really cool to go into like a recreation of her flower shop in real life and to do an entire event around that book or have jazz, live jazz playing in the background. That would be fun. You know what I mean? That could be cute. I'm telling you, the creative juices, they're flowing. But that's your bag. That's your bag. I'm sitting here and I'm like, I am the Rita. I am here to I'm here to just enjoy the vibes. But sometimes you need like a muse, and your
yeah.
muse becomes the author. It becomes the book. So
Yeah.
where can everyone find you on social media? Where can they
Yeah.
find Black girls who write? I want them all to support you.
Yes, of course. You can find my personal page on Instagram and TikTok under Mika Alicia, Alicia Ahlecia. Mika is Mika, no E's, no C's. And then for Black Girls Who Write, we are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Threads under Black Girls Who Write. So you can find us anywhere. If you go to our website, you can find all of our social links everywhere. We also have a newsletter. So yeah, make sure you subscribe because that's where we're also on LinkedIn too. So
It
yeah.
is amazing having you on the podcast. Your work and your business are incredibly inspiring. And I can't wait to see what you end up doing. We're rooting for you, girl. We're all rooting for you. So I'm very excited for you.
Thank you.
So I'm 100%. And like I said, take that idea to Williams if you're out there, girl. I'm like sitting here, I'm like, give her a chance. Your company is amazing. And I can't wait to see where you go from here. Who knows? Maybe in a year, you will have such an amazing client who will be like, yeah, let's do a garden party. Let's do it. And
Yes, I am praying on it. My dad was like, "You're gonna make $1 million very soon." And I was like, "Yes, speak that into
hopefully
existence."
manifest that. Yeah, you know
Hello, manifest it.
Thank you, listeners, for hearing this. Please check out Black Girls Who Write. Follow on Instagram. They have so much going on. If you have any indie authors who may need these assistants, send the Instagram page, send their website. They are so cool and so supportive. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Like this if you're listening on YouTube, subscribe on Spotify, and have a wonderful night.